Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Ian, and we are here for the series finale for the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. 6 episodes, man. It kind of sucks that it's only 6 episodes, but it's been freaking awesome. Like, obviously, the shorter the season, the less room they have for filler. Obviously, they haven't really had any filler because they've had to use each minute of each episode to tell the story. But anyway, last episode, John was stripped of Captain America title and kind of losing it, sadly. And my apologies for not knowing this or looking into it a little bit further. Madam Hydra confronted John, reached out to him. So, that's not good. He's making his own shield. How well it'll do against the actual shield and Bucky? I don't know. Or even, well, I don't know how well it's going to do against someone like the Leaper. But the thing is, with that, John also has a super soldier serum in him still, so there's, that's a thing. What partially I'm worried about is, whatever her actual name is, something Valentina Val, as she apparently doesn't like to be called out loud. Like, if he does, if or when John joins them, I'm leaning more towards when, obviously. Like, they'll do experiments on him like they did with Isaiah, and, figure out the super soldier serum then, or there as well. Because right now they don't have anything. The Zemo killed the doctor who was the only one who had figured it out. They have people in Hydra that could probably figure out. I'm still surprised that Hydra's still alive. I'm semi-surprised because you know how the whole two heads thing work and whatnot. But maybe it's not. Maybe she was Madam Hydra and she no longer has Hydra, so she's just whatever she's called. Anyway, like the Italian Countess or whatever. Sam. He went to go and talk to Isaiah. Kind of was a disheartening discussion. I'm hoping Isaiah gets something from all of this eventually. Because right now he's lost his wife, his daughter, I think it was. Lost his life. That was taken away from him. He had spent 30 years in prison, being experimented on. And now he's just kind of like hidden away, thought to be dead. Does not really have much of a life. So I don't know. I hope something can be done about that. But Sam's taking up the shield. He did great. The whole training montage was awesome. Bucky got him new shield or new wings. I don't know what happened there in my brain. He's got new wings. We haven't gotten to see them yet because had to save it for the finale. I was super excited about that. So there's other stuff, but the wings. I gotta get to the wings. Although I guess there's the Carly sending Leaper and her people to attack. Is that a trap for Sam in New York? Minor detail.
Excuse me, sir. Are you supposed to be here?
No.
It's me.
Oh.
Sharon,
Oh, still cool.
Relax. No one's looking for me here.
Oh! No, the suit! Oh! Oh! Dude!
Sharon, Bucky, what's going on your end?
Nothing, all quiet.
Wait,
Who are
I'm
you?
Captain America.
Yes, you are, boy!
You cost me a lot of money.
I
I wonder how much I can get for your new bird costume.
Maybe a baguette, a few french fries.
Maybe ne fais pas le noir.
I don't know, man. You haven't seen them yet.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't see you. I'm sorry.
Nice. Tracking him. Or that. Oh! Jesus, Sharon!
Well, that's one down.
Oh! Come on, Sam, use the wings. You can use the wings. Do the kick. Ah. Yes. Haha. Oh.
See if anyone in there has flight training.
Look at my boy Red Wing. Just kill the other guy and have them take the chopper. Smart. Yo, brother. Uh-oh. Oh, man. Gotta save them first. Crap. Nice! Sick! I don't know if Red Wing could do that before. Oh, God. Oh, that was so cool!
Morgan Thaw!
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Wow, that's not bad. Well?
Let's finish this.
I didn't mean to kill your friend. I don't want to hurt people that don't matter.
That's not best choice. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, that's what that's for. I thought it was using it as part of the symbol, but... Ooh! Nice! Oh! Buck, you're good, right? Move, Bucky! Oh, God. Sam, you good? Sam, get up! Come on, Sam. Come on, Sam. Oh, heck, that's so cool.
Boy, you just earned this ass whooping!
Oh! Dude! Oh my God. Bucky, how are you gonna... I don't think catching it will do much good, but I think that's what they're gonna make him do. Come on, John. Come on, John. Come on, John. Be the man you want to be. Yes. Oh, dude. That's actually... Oh, that's so good. Oh, is he gonna die? Sam? Oh, thank God for these wings. How in the world? Dude, that's so cool. That little freaking mini red, oh no, shoot. Red wing. Mini red wings. Don't tell me you're
I
power
said
broker.
drop it.
Please tell me you're not power broker.
You know, when you came to Madripoor, you reminded me of a young me. I took you in, gave you an opportunity, and you betrayed me.
Because you wanted to control a world that hurt you. But I wanted to change it. I'm not interested in power or an empire.
4 times. Or, je vais dire au monde entier qui tu es vraiment. Okay?
I don't do blackmail.
Please, let me help you.
Don't try and manipulate me.
Clearly don't!
I'm not gonna fight you!
Oh!
Mercy bears richer fruit than strict justice.
It's a great app.
Huh. They turned them in. Good job, boys. Good job, John, for not, going too crazy.
Lincoln? Really?
Great man. Great quote.
Not when you say it.
Not when you say it. That was kind of good. God dang it. Tell him. Please. Dang it, Sharon.
I'm sorry.
That was so cool. It's really sucky when this is the moment they're being seen right there.
What happened to the Flag Smashers? When is the government making Captain America? What do we call you? Is it still Falcon? Or is it Captain Falcon?
Captain Falcon, it's not bad. Falcon punch.
The terrorists only set us back a bit.
You have to stop calling them terrorists.
What else would we call them?
Your peacekeeping troops carrying weapons are forcing millions of people into settlements around the world, right? What do you think those people are going to call you? We finally have a common struggle now. Think about that. For once, all the people who've been begging, and I mean literally begging for you, to feel how hard any given day is, now you know. How did it feel to be helpless? Even now, here, I feel it. The stares, the judgment. And there's nothing I can do to change it. Yet I'm still here. No super serum, no blonde hair or blue eyes. The only power I have is that I believe we can do better. Who's in the room with you when you're making those decisions? Is it the people you're going to impact? Or is it just more people like you? People believed in her cause so much that they helped her defy the strongest governments in the world. Why do you think that is? Look, you people have just as much power as an insane god or a misguided teenager. The question you have to ask yourself is, how are you going to use it?
Oh, that's why I recognized. I'm sorry, I couldn't freaking remember who he was. Oh my God, no! But the loyal man. God damn.
Walker! My God! Let's go!
I gave him a new suit. Don't be the suit. No.
Now this is more like it.
It's the same, but black.
Yeah, well,
Hail Hydra.
things are about to get weird.
Hey, what are you doing here? It's late. Come in before someone call the cops.
He was murdered
By me.
What?
by the Winter Soldier. And that was me.
Why?
Yeah, I might fail. Shit, I might die. But we built this country. Bled for it. I'm not gonna let anybody tell me I can't fight for it. Not after what everybody before me went through, including you. how they'll never forget what you did for this country. Never.
Oh man, that's really gonna end it? Ah, come on.
The Carter name has always been synonymous with service and trust. Today we begin to set things right. We begin to repay some of the debt that is owed to you.
Thank you, Senator. We're about to have full access to government secrets, prototype weapons, you name it. Should be something for everyone.
I mean, they gotta have a season 2 after that. Yeah, definitive answer. Sharon is the power broker. And it's upsetting. Dang it, man. The moment whenever, like before they mentioned giving her a full pardon, I could be wrong. She could be just playing it up, but there was a moment where it looked like she might have been feeling guilty of what was going on. You know, the fact that one, she's the power broker, and then she's being welcomed back. I don't know though, but dang it, so many things that they ended that would lend to a second season and possibly more. Like, you know, John Walker joining Val, whoever she works for currently, whether it's still Hydra or some other corrupt sect of organization. And now obviously there's freaking Sharon, who's the power. God dang it, man. Sharon, I don't know a whole lot about her in the comics, but I know she's a good person. She's a good guy. I don't know if she turns bad in the comics or not. It's just it's a route they're taking with her. Which, good writing. And understandable. Because I don't know, again, in terms of Civil War, I don't know if she was, made a fugitive or anything. So, this Sharon, she was 7 years on the run for helping Cap. And there was nothing, she didn't really, not that she was doing it to gain anything, but she gained nothing from that. Like, her and Steve didn't even end up together, which, I mean, she had feelings for him. And he had feelings for her, but they weren't, like, strong feelings. Like, there was more so, like, him wanting to go forward with moving on, and there were feelings there for her, and knew she was a good person. So I think that was, like, his beginnings of trying to move on from Peggy. But, oh man, like, she's not even wondering, well, she maybe, I don't know, it's 7 years, man, 7 years of growing embitterment that can really change somebody. And obviously, she was in Madripoor, I forgot, that, you know, her way to survive was to go into this organization, into a criminal organization, grow her own. And she became the boss, gave her a lot of power and made sure people wouldn't mess with her. I mean, she kicks butt regardless, so that's a thing. So she just killed a lot of dudes. I don't know, those weren't power broker people, I don't think. Those were just people that were coming after the guys because of the bounty, so... but god dang it, man. Carly was the only one who knew. After Batroc was killed, Sharon killed him. Not a good guy, but I didn't expect her to You don't want to kill him. But also just like she's showing her how much he's changed, like in terms of even like mocking Bucky and Steve, like not just what they stood for, but it's like kind of just mocking them and Bucky's relationship with Steve. Like that was a bit much. I feel. I understand not having belief in what they stood for and what you fought for beforehand, but like, oh god, man. And then John Walker, he again, he's a good guy. He has the good intentions. He just, the route he was going, it was a lot of stress, a lot of expectations put on his shoulder, and it just, it from his past, that whole thing affected him, and he just kind of spiraled down, especially after his friend was murdered. And at the moment, that was a really great moment in a couple different ways. Like he had a choice between chasing after Carly and saving the people in the vehicle. I can't remember what it's called all of a sudden, but like, he not only went after it to save them, he let go of the shield, which was kind of like his last, in a way, his last grip on the title of Captain America. And then when it, it dropping was just kind of like really good imagery on his decision and his standing. And also it was the fact that it was, I don't know, I feel like it being dented was also kind of another thing. Like he was holding on to an imperfect replica of what he wanted to be. I could be just talking like crap and putting stuff on there, but that's just kind of like what I thought when I saw it. And he had him and Bucky kind of shared a really good moment too, like kind of a nice, not bickering, but like it was a humorous moment. Like he after he quoted Lincoln, Bucky's just like, Lincoln, really? Like he's a good man, whatever he said. Hold on, I'm sorry, I just want to see what. He's a good man, good something. I forgot what he said. Then Bucky said, "Not by you" or something like that. Let me see. It's somewhere here. There's a lot I wrote on this episode. This felt so short. That whole thing was essentially like 25 minutes long. God, the whole like first part. It's so good. That whole all of it was just so good. Great man, great quote. Not when you say it. Just like that one right there was just kind of like I don't know. It was definitely different than their other interactions, and that Bucky and John, they didn't have any kind of like negative. They didn't have any grudges that they seem to have been hold throughout that. And then he's still going with Valerie. Not Valerie, is it? Valentina, right? That's her name, Valentina. Yeah, Valentina. Valerie. Valentina, saying he's going to be a U.S. agent, which he could still be, considering what Hydra was originally not originally, but like what they had done. They, integrated themselves into like our government and just like anything that they could lay in waiting and corrupt, and then eventually take over was their plan. So I don't know. And that just was very reminiscent of like when Cap. I didn't read the comic. There was a huge backlash about it when this twist was revealed when Cap just goes "Hail Hydra," and then later on he has like a costume change. I think it's like black and red. And then that kind of, I think they changed that. It's like it was all just he was undercover kind of a thing. But still, that was just kind of that's what they were doing there. I think anyway, and he doesn't know is the problem. He doesn't know that she's bad. Like, even though like we know even if we didn't know who she was, or actually was, just like the air she gives off is just like, yeah, you're bad. You're bad, but you're charismatic in a way, in a strange way, and you're powerful. And we know that. You have connections that makes you terrifying. But that's, we're the Watchers. We're supposed to pick that up. Also, they probably expected a lot of people to realize who that was, to realize that's Madam Hydra, and know what this means for John, what this means for just in this world, because they've never actually introduced Madam Hydra in the MCU. They've done it in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. For those who haven't watched it, spoiler, it's kind of introduction to her. It's not real. There was it's a thing. It was like a not actual reality sort of a thing. By the time you get to it, if you watch it after this, if you haven't, you'd probably forget, maybe, depending on how fast you binge it. If you haven't watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you got it, guys. Even if you have issues with that first season, it is great after that. Now, this is me speaking I didn't have an issue with season 1 at all, but a lot of people really picked up for them at episode 17. So, give it, if it's still kind of rough for you, I feel like give it one more season. Give it the second season, or at least half of the second season. It's really good. Anyway, sorry, back onto the show. Now, there was a small moment that was slightly corny, but I don't care. It was still, the emotion that I got from that just made that kind of corniness not matter to me. Whenever one of the guys is like, it's Black Falcon, that's funny how whenever that kid called Sam that, and he's like, that's not who, it's just Falcon. But in one of the other guys standing is like, nah, that's Captain America. Yeah, it was a bit cheesy the way it was set up, but so what? It was awesome, just what it represented. It's like them realizing who he was, or who he is, not who he was. And the suit looks so cool, and the wings, and what Sam, god dang, man, it's so awesome. And I love that, when Steve would, hit people with a shield, he obviously had the super soldier serum, helping him out. With Sam, I love the part where he uses the thruster and shoot forward using the power of the thruster behind the shield, and kind of that being its method of putting more power behind it. And another maneuver that was just so awesome was the fact that I kind of figured it would, but the fact that it pops off, and then he caught it and did a spin in the air, holding the shield like that, and then chucking it. So it was accurate as heck. Bounces off the windshield, he grabs it and just punches through and gets the guy. And luckily the things he can do that Steve couldn't do is phenomenal. Sam can fly, very helpful. And he's a little more technologically adept than Steve was, considering when he was born. Now Steve would he acclimated to technology, but I feel like Sam has just a bit more of a natural feel with it, like most people around nowadays do. And he was able to he sent Red Wing. He's like, hey, see if anybody there has flight training, and he was able to pick up on it and coordinated with her. It was so cool. He hacked in and sent a text message to her saying, put in your earpiece, and was able to hey, at the count of 5 or after 5, take control. That's when I'm gonna shoot him out. I'm gonna push him out basically. Oh man, it was so good. There was one thing I was really excited, so I spoke over the one guy after he's like, who are you? He's like, I'm Captain America. That was awesome. I know that. Yes. Okay, I felt no corniness, cheesiness from that one. That's just me. It just felt cool. Okay. He was off the moon. It wasn't so funny. It was just spit went down the wrong pipe. But that was funny. Because Torres, he brought us some people theorize that he's on the moon. And this guy, one of those that apparently bought into that or was on that theory for some particular reason. But that was cool. That was funny. And that's a little tiny nod to the first episode with Torres. But that whole sequence was fantastic. obviously it's still sucky what happened. And Carly, she she was kind of on her tailspin, on a spiral too, like kind of like how John was. I feel like she wanted to go afterwards. She was very aggressive toward in the fight with Sam. Like obviously, that. What I mean though is like desperate aggressive. Like not to escape, but like she wants him to fight her. She kept screaming, "Fight me!" And then she hesitated when she had the gun on Sam, and then Sharon shot her like 3 or 4 times. And then Carly said, "Sorry. I wish she had said something about Sharon though. Or she at least said like she could power broker or something. Maybe she was worried. I mean, she's dying. Like that's not you don't think logically in that kind of situation. I would assume, or not logically, but you don't like. What should I say? What should I say? Is what I mean. Like it's not necessarily you need to be logic, but just like you don't plan what your last words are gonna be, and you know everything's happening real fast. So it just sucks that Sam doesn't know, and again that's a huge thing. I feel like that needs to be addressed because I don't know if they would necessarily address that in the movies. So I feel like this has to be something that's in the show. But maybe that's like left open to wonder what's going on there, because it's like how would they know? Other than they would see the government start to see their prototype weapons on the market, or their the find out that their secrets have been leaked, stuff like that. And I'm assuming with Sharon, considering how smart she's shown to be, that she won't do it right away. At least, she did call them, people over in Madripoor, telling them, like, hey, we got stuff that we can sell. Even though we don't have the super soldier serum, we got this stuff. I have direct connection now. So, I'm assuming she would wait a little bit before her, being brought back over, giving a full pardon, because otherwise I would hope that people would get suspicious if she's, like, immediately doling things out. So, I don't know, man. That just sucks so much. Like I was really, really, really hoping Sharon wasn't the power broker. A lot of evidence pointed like directly at her, and it's just like, well, maybe that's just too direct. But like that kind of gets you sometimes. Like a lot of times people fight it. Like some people don't like it when it's like obvious, but they weren't really trying to hide it. They were showing evidence to the regard of it being the case. And then we're just like, maybe it's not. They were just like, what do you think? kind of a thing. And a lot of times, that will get you too. Is also like you're wondering, you're like, well, that's too simple. Like that. I mean, that's too obvious. Like that. Then it can't be what they're going for. And then they kind of like dissuade that from the not necessarily that they're still gonna have that in their head, but then when it's actually there, it's still just such a blow. Like it wouldn't be as much as if it was like all of a sudden you had no idea, but like it sucks like having the 100% confirmation, like, hey, yeah, she's the power broker. She's kind of gone full bad, crap, man. It just sucks. It sucks so much. So I'm gonna say a lot about this particular situation. Dude, Sam was the best. He and Steve are the best at giving speeches. I feel like Bucky may not have been, or he wouldn't have fit the bill specifically, exactly for what they need. Like I know Bucky in the comics was supposed to be. He's the nice Captain America after Steve. Like Steve passes it down to him, and eventually it'll go to Sam. But they went for just directly Sam in this instance, and honestly, it makes sense. Bucky's not the same as Steve. Obviously, neither is Sam, but Sam has the I'm gonna say morals, not that Bucky doesn't, but the morals, the the experience and the wisdom needed to be a great Captain America. Like, in some instances, maybe even better than Steve. Like, his experience with counseling traumatized soldiers, or soldiers, having issues acclimating back to normal life. Every time he never once, like, really threw a punch towards Carly, I don't believe, that whole fight. He kept saying, he told her he wasn't going to fight her. He literally was on the defense the whole entire time. I believe he tackled her, kind of, but, I mean, I think it was more so to get, it was just trying to keep her from pummeling him. We didn't actually hit her. And I love the one moment where he, like, jabs his wings into the ground to basically fortify him. He doesn't have the super serum strength, but he does have that to be able to keep him sturdy. The vibranium wings are not going to buckle. So that was just awesome to see. Speaking of vibranium wings, oh my god, he's able to use the shield and the wings together to make like a dome shield, and that's so awesome. Like, again, there's just he's so cool. He can do so much that Steve couldn't, and he has just a different touch than Steve does. And like I said, there are certain things that he can do there are certain things that make him better than Steve. Steve will always be one of my favorites. But, Sam is phenomenal. Sam is the perfect Captain America. He is his own Captain America, and like, everybody has their strengths and weaknesses. Sam, he's less in terms of physicality, or not, like, in terms of physical abilities. Like, he doesn't have the heightened strength, the speed. He has flight, though, and he has this experience that he can actually talk somebody down. That Steve was able to too at times, but like, Sam has this other reach that Steve may not have had, and also, the fact that he's black, that also it adds a understanding and an outreach that Steve wouldn't have had, because whenever he's trying support or reach out to the community, and like, sometimes black people might see Steve and still think, like, even though he's Steve is a great guy, there's still that initial, like, he's still a white man trying to understand what's going on, so that would put some people off. So and Sam's going to be dealing with the same thing. He even stated, like, and I already feel the judgment. I'm already feeling the stares. The anger, seeing me as Captain America, but I'm still here. That was just, his whole speech was, oh man, that really got me. And then seeing Isaiah, seeing that, and him saying that line, it was just like what I wanted, essentially, especially whenever Sam brought him to the museum and to Captain America section and showed him his history, that it has been excavated, I guess, was a way to say it, and now no one will forget what he's done for the country. And it was just such a beautiful moment. And Sam is just such a, I've said it a lot, and I'm sorry if it gets gotten repetitive. Well, not that it definitely has, but that if it's gotten annoying, because that can. But it's just, he does a phenomenal job, and he is. I keep going in circles. It's just, I don't know how to necessarily voice what's in my head, but like, Sam was the best choice to be the next Captain America. Even John kind of finally understood and accepted that. And Sam was even able to convince them not to go through with the decision on the vote that they had intended. And him like saying that they all have a common goal, and they can now understand what it's like to struggle and to the same extent. like and him saying like, is it gonna be more people, or is it gonna be people in the room voting on this? Is it gonna be other people struggling within in this room, or is it just gonna all be people like you who don't fully understand, don't fully grasp the situation that these people are being put in? What they're doing is the easy decision, in a sense. Like, like, well, we don't have to deal with this, so let's just shuck everybody to one point. Let's just move them out. Instead, work for it. Work to making this work. And I just, it's not going to be easy. But it's what the world needs. The world's always been in conflict with each other. People around the world have always just been at each other's throats, whether it's one or the other, one place or the other, whether things calm down or things are I guess repaired. I can't think of the right word. Between two different groups, somewhere else will be ignited or something of that regard. Just this is a way for us to all come together. That's such a good episode, Sam. One of the best Captain Americas. I'm very hesitant to say the best, just because, again, I mean, I just really loved Steve. I loved Chris Evans as Steve's Captain America. So, I mean, they're the best in their own different ways. So let's go with that, yeah. Yeah, sorry. Yikes, man, I went on a lot for that. Well, Sharon didn't plant a tracker. She used a mercury vapor going on. Sorry, a little bit. Gonna hit the semi-smaller points. That. Wasn't expecting that. Like, I was thinking, mainly I was thinking tracker, but possibly something that would kill him. I didn't expect it like that though. Like, it melted his skin essentially, like, or ate away at it. Like, good God, Sharon, Jesus Christ. She said mercury vapor along with other things or whatever however she had said it. So it's like, what was it? Something else that would it? Mercury vapor alone not have done that? What else is in that would have caused that to happen? I don't know. Maybe looking too much into that. Just kind of like trying to analyze everything she states. Just because now, for sure, everything is in suspicion now. So I don't know. Oh, another thing with that was kind of cool. That kind of compensates for him not having the super soldier serum. Is like whenever John wasn't able to hold it anymore because the Flag Smashers kept coming at him, and he did what he could to keep them off while still trying to pull the vehicle up. But when he couldn't and it was about to fall, Sam was he grabbed it and he was able to hold it sort of, but then he had like these mini Red Wings kind of come out and attach to it, which is awesome. I love the freaking Wakanda. You did the absolute best, and I really appreciate you for that. As do these people. They appreciate the effort because they were able to help him push it back up or keep it from falling. So that's really handy and really awesome to have. Oh, and freaking hold on 1 second. What are they called? What not they called? Sorry. What's his name? One of the best butlers ever, next to Alfred. Okay. Resnick. Give me a second, sorry. A lot of notes. But like, I hate that it happened that he killed those people. Like, they were not. I mean, those people that he spit. Sorry, some of those. Actually, I think it was all those people. They were a little more hesitant on like killing these people because they were just supposed to be used for negotiation to stop the voter, to keep them from voting. The way they had planned to. I hate that happened, but it kind of showed Resnick's loyalty to Zemo, and then Zemo's I don't think Zemo's gonna really try to escape now because like, hey, all the super soldiers that were left, they're gone now. Well, minus John Walker. There was somebody though who seemed to, I don't know if he was a Flag Smasher and it's like them, like were actually with the group. He might have been somebody else that supported them like around the world. But I think he was intending to let them go, maybe, or at the very least, like he understood their idea, what they stood for, and he sympathized with it. But they died, which I felt bad because honestly, that guy especially. We saw him. He was the first one that we saw that very much kind of was against needlessly killing people. So I mean, I don't know. But yeah, I hate that it happened. But I still like Resnick. It's hard, I still like Resnick. He was awesome. And I kind of felt bad that I didn't recognize him. Like, who are you? And I had to show Zemo for me to like click. And I'm like, oh shoot, Butler. I can't remember your name. Crap. Oh no. But yeah. So, one of the lines during that speech that was like, wow. You have the same power as an insane god or a misguided teenager. Like, whew. That really puts into these people's heads exactly what they're doing. Like, they're kind of doing what Thanos had planned, like keeping people from the resources, like keeping them from that, and choosing to separate them from everybody else. And obviously, the Flag Smashers had the same inclination. That was the whole thing. Was the world was better when half the population was gone. There was a lot of lines that were great by Sam. Oh man, I was really hoping we could have seen a little more with Yori. I am glad that that Bucky was able to tell him how his son had died, because that kind of had been plaguing him for a long time, Yori, and Bucky, but in a different sense, obviously. He didn't know how his son had died. Like, it was, circumstances. But yes, now he knows now, and I guess he didn't. I don't know if he didn't want anything to do with Bucky afterwards. I keep wanting to say Sam with Bucky afterwards, but Bucky just felt like, yeah, well, he knows. Now I'll let him finish healing. Man. I wonder if that, cause we never did get, I think we got her name and I just don't remember. But yeah, I think now they sure knew about Yori. So yeah, she knew who Yori was. Yori has her. Now, I just wish that Bucky would have stayed still, but now I just looked it up about like whether they've confirmed or they're planning on making a season 2, and apparently Sebastian Stan is thus far not in the know of whether they will or not. I don't know, but if they're not yet sure about going forward, I don't know how the rest would know. But well, I didn't read it entirely, so 1 second. It says one of the show's stars still remain in the dark about it. Like, do the others? I mean, would Anthony Mackie not be in the dark if, because if they haven't decided yet, like, he would be in the dark, not just Sebastian. So, I don't know. I mean, I'm glad that he's at least on board if they do decide to go on. I don't know. It's possible. Because they weren't stated as a limited series like WandaVision, so I don't know. I'm hoping, because there's, again, a lot of loose ends that have potential for another season, considering that you go for 6 episodes a season. Dealing with both the Power Broker and John Walker would be a good season, I feel like. I don't know. I want to see that resolved. So we'll see, I guess. Because I feel bad for John. He's a good guy, and his wife's kind of semi-caught in the whole mix because she doesn't know either. Like, nobody knows who this woman is. I kind of like the moment they had at the end though with Sam and Bucky. They're kind of hanging out. Bucky happy, kind kind of semi-showing off around Sarah. You know, with the kids hanging on his arm, he's just like, you know, what, blah, 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 blah. You know, it's whatever. Oh, they're on my arm? Oh, I didn't have a clue. Just, I don't know. And they finally, you know, they had this moment where they're all both looking off, you know, at the horizon, both Sam and Bucky. So I'm really hoping for a second season, but man, what a way to end this season. Oh, all of it's so good and bad in a different way. You know, bad's like, crap, man, I hate that happened, but it was still really good. Like, oh, like the I don't know. It felt so quick. I don't think it was as long as last episode. I think this one was like 40 something minutes. Let me see real quick, actually. Yeah, it's only like 50 some odd minutes. So this one was definitely shorter than last. I kind of like this one was called only episode 1. I think the first episode. No, the first episode did have a name to it. For some reason, the finale does not, unless it's just not showing up on this episode. But yeah, that's it for the season, for the possibly the series. But I'm hoping that that's it for the season. What a show! This was so amazing. Like, it's hard for me to decide. Like, WandaVision just has such a different feel to it. I really wish I had done a reaction for that show, but like I just felt with the other live action shows coming back, it would be really hard to do it. But you know, it would have been worth it, I feel like. But guys, that is it for the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, season 1 anyway. Hoping for a second. If you want to stick around for anything else that we do on the channel, go ahead and check out, go and click the subscribe button. You'll be notified whenever anything comes up. As long as you click the bell. Or unless you just want to be subscribed without being notified, that's cool too. If you want to see any of our catch-up series, thus far we have Young Justice and The Promised Neverland going up. You can check out our Patreon in this area somewhere. Yeah, you get to see each episode a week early. Not if you don't really care, then that's fine too. You can just follow along with the episodes coming out on YouTube. But yeah, that is it, guys. Again, thank you for watching, and hope to see you guys for a season 2.